Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, Jay bringing the hot facts. I did not know that.
Yeah, so this is what I think is. Yeah, do you have to be a virgin to be a priest? Let's see.
This is crazy.
It says they can't have sex after becoming a priest.
After becoming a priest.
Yeah, it's not a requirement that you are a virgin.
So do you have to be married before you become a priest or after you become a priest?
They can't already be married or marry once they become priests.
Wow.
So yeah, so if you're married, you can't be one. So yeah, so like, you know, if you're not supposed to have sex before marriage, then yeah, you're a virgin, pretty much. And this is what they have to resort to, I'm thinking.
Wow. Now, let's go ahead and continue. A lot of the documents, Jay, that the ones that were not listed as secret documents, some were, they listed them as horseplay and wrestling. Those of you that listen to the podcast, you've heard those terms before. The word? Those were the same terminology they used under Jerry Sandusky.
I
remember
that.
Yeah.
Which horse playing around. And
this leads me to believe, and I didn't read this in the 800-page documents I saw. All of these similarities with this situation and Jerry Sandusky kind of happened around the same time.
That's true.
It happened in the same state.
Area, yeah.
It makes me believe Jerry Sandusky has something to do with these preachers as well in the systematic issue.
He might have. I don't know his religion.
I don't know his religion either, but I do think at one particular point him and these priests were involved, because as we dwell into the story and I talk about these systematic, how they had a system of how they was handling of the boys they molested, sound like exactly what Sandusky used to do. One priest, Jay, admitted to child molestation to another priest, but he was left in the church by not one, not two, but 3 different priests. So 3 different priests took over the church where this molester was at, knew about him, and let him stay. That priest, I don't have his last name, but his first name was Raymond.
Okay.
Raymond, I hope you are raped in prison. If they get you.
Are they even going to prison?
There was one priest who raped a 7-year-old girl in the hospital after her tonsils were removed. The priest was called there to pray over the child as she was having surgery to get her tonsils removed. He raped her. 7 years old. Another priest, just like the stat you gave earlier. Peep this. He got a young girl pregnant while another priest paid for the abortion.
What's going on?
I can't make this stuff. Yeah, please indulge while I collect my thoughts.
I just don't know. I don't have no thoughts right now. I'm just thinking, like, how is this okay? Like, I just don't understand. Most people, if you have a job and you do something like that, you're getting fired. They don't transfer you to another church
and these are men of God. The highest you can get.
There's something going on within that religion. Like, I don't know. I don't want to disrespect nobody's religion like that, because I'm sure, well, I'm pretty positive there's some good Catholic people out there, but it just seems like a big sex ring to me.
This ain't a good look.
No.
Whatsoever. Another priest got a young girl pregnant while another priest married the two. After she had the baby, he divorced her and was still left in the church to preach the gospel.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
If you were a Catholic person Would you walk away from the religion after you hear these allegations?
See, that's an excellent question. Because if these are supposed to be your teachers,
Yeah.
teaching you about the religion, but they're going around raping children.
Yeah. And it's not all of them.
And what if it was your kid? I absolutely would walk away. I don't think, if my child was raped in a church, the sanctuary was supposed to be one of the safest places in the world.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll ever go back to church again.
I can't blame you.
I'm not even sure if my child was raped by a priest or a preacher in church. I don't even know if I can believe in God.
Okay.
My child raped by someone who's preaching the word of God, who's supposed to be the ultimate power, a student of God. How can I believe in God when this man is trying to tell me how great my God is, but he's raping my child? Who told you to do that?
The devil. I don't know.
I would never believe another. I already don't believe preachers, but that's another story for another day. But that right there, boy, that's hard to it's hard to follow religion after that, boy.
It would be. I
can say it now because this haven't happened to my kids. But man, if something happened to your child, people think completely different.
You're right about that. You wouldn't know how to react if it was actually your child. Yeah, well, no, I'm not. Yeah, if that happened to my child, I'm not Catholic anymore. I'm giving that up, straight up. And it'll make you question a lot if it happens to your child. But then, like, if you got a good preacher or priest, if you got a good priest and they've been there for you in your life, and there's no wrongdoing going on there. Do you still ride with the religion even though you hearing?
I don't know.
That's tough.
After this report, I don't know if I can believe another Catholic priest ever, because it seemed like it's what they do.
It's they stereotype black men.
Yeah.
And if I see a Catholic priest, I'm automatically thinking
you look like a thug automatically. Catholic priests look like a rapist. Automatic.
That's true. It's the stereotype, and they're feeding it right here.
How long, Josh, have you heard about Catholic priests raping little boys?
Forever, yeah.
Damn near my whole life.
Yeah.
And now this drops.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking this whole. And again, I'm not trying to disrespect nobody. I think I can speak for both of us. We're not trying to disrespect anyone's religion.
No, I would never knock your religion.
Look
but this right here, this report. Let me tell you something before we get back into the podcast. I'm trying to think, how can I even compare this? Now, I really don't even know. Let's say there was 300 babysitters.
Yeah.
That raped the children they were babysitting. Would you let anybody else watch a child?
No.
I couldn't trust nobody. But this is such a different level because, man, a priest.
Yeah. Someone that's
preaching the gospel, you're supposed to believe everything they say.
Yeah.
Rape allegations and man of God don't supposed to go together whatsoever.
You're right.
But unfortunately it does.
Yeah.
And listen to this story here.
Okay, what we got?
Gus Galea. Old Gus abused 5 sisters. He started his abuse on one of the girls at 18 months old.
What the fuck?
18 months, Jay. The others were all under the age of 12. Gus worked at a school where one girl actually went to the principal and told him what Gus was doing. He was watching girls while they were using the bathroom. The principal told the girl,
mind your business.
I was advised to do nothing. I was advised to do nothing.
By who?
This little sick fuck was raping people at 18 months. Excuse my language, but don't excuse. 18 months. 18 months, Jay.
That's, yeah, I don't even know how you even
1.5.
think about that.
1.5, y'all. Are they even crawling at that age?
A little bit, but it's just
Getting
not
ready to
even-
walk? Nevertheless, under the age of 2. And they are getting raped by someone who's supposed to be praying over your family. He literally raped every single daughter in the house. Under the age of 12. If I ever saw this, that's sick, bro.
That is. And I don't understand how, like nothing's done. Do the Pope send like the men in black out and threaten people and? Well, I mean, he'd be rolling with security deep now.
Let's get to the next part.
Suits with the glasses on, the shades on.
The actual system.
It
People
starts
were
at the
going to the
top.
cops, Jay. They were trying to report these little sick freaks.
Yeah.
One cop quoted, "I have to prevent unfavorable publicity." He didn't want any type of negative publicity coming on the city, so he didn't report these rape charges. One girl was told by a police officer, "I don't want to hear it." Another police officer told a girl, "Don't say their name because I don't even want to know."
So I was just looking up the Vatican City. This is where the headquarters of the Roman Catholic Church. It's a country in Europe, it says.
Uh-huh.
So is there like money to be made in the Vatican City? Like, what? Or is this like a business to them, and they're covering up things, or like what?
It just seems like it was a collection of sick freaks that was getting a kick out of raping little kids.
But okay, so I get that. Okay,
I don't know.
But what's the big cover up about it for? Like the only thing, cause
they men of God.
Okay,
They
but
are
it
priests.
happens. You know, I mean, everybody. There's bad. I hate this word, bad apples. That's how they describe the cops that murder people. It's bad. It's one bad apple. That's all. But like every job, there's a bad person at a job, but it's not supposed to like be a stereotype of your job. So why did you guys go to great lengths into covering it up? Because you could just kick them out and be like, "Hey, we don't do this here."
Why would you not cut? Yeah, why would you not
accepted?
cut that out?
Yeah,
thank you.
Something that y'all like, hey,
keep going, brother.
well,
Preach.
this is what we do, and you can't get married, but you can have little kids. We'll just cover it up. Is it like that? Because I just don't understand why go through this big cover up. Because it's not really like, just be like, all right, we got one bad apple here, we're going to kick him out. But y'all have like 97% of your...
That's a hell of a question. and just to dive further into that, and I ain't even write that down in the notes, but that's excellent, brother. You're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. And that's something that you need to think about, people. These churches are going to great length to cover up child molestation.
It's just a lot easier to say.
At the severity, why was this not cut out years ago? Why was this allowed to continue to go on and on? This was over 30 years, these priests. Yeah. But like I say, we've been hearing about Catholic priests touching little boys all my life.
Exactly.
So why is this acceptable with these Catholic priests?
It's okay.
Which makes me to believe if it was that many, 301 particular area, This shit is happening everywhere.
Yeah. It's millions probably.